Hey there, look and listen. Today is day 10 of our free 30-day Get Up and Go challenge, December 2021. This is actually our 10th challenge, the 10th time we've done this challenge, and today is day 10 of the 10th challenge. And we're going to talk about, finally, people have been messaging me and saying, what the heck, when are we going to get to this framework you keep talking about? So today we're going to relax, SOAP, and we're going to talk about the SOAP framework. I'm going to give you an overview of the SOAP framework, and then your action item today is going to be to decide which of the 9 areas and aspect of your life, right? We talked about 9 areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationship, contribution, communication, and confidence. Which one do you want to go through the SOAP framework first? And over the next 4 days, we will spend 1 day on the S, 1 day on the O, 1 day on the A, 1 day on the P. And we'll do that for 2 more areas of our life. So we'll pick the 3 most popular that people share and say, hey, I want to talk about this. We'll go through the SOAP framework a day at a time. And then the other 6 areas, we will spend a day on each going through the SOAP framework, using a tool, applying tools to help make the steps of the SOAP framework easier. Now, I love frameworks because the truth is, we human beings, we like to overcomplicate everything. I don't know if you do that, but I am definitely guilty of it. And what I've come to realize is that just about anything we want to do can be broken down to a 4 or 5 step process. Anything we want, any complicated business system, any complicated life problem, usually 4 steps, 4 to 6 steps to get through it. Every process, 4 to 6 steps. Now, I come from the engineering, manufacturing, process background world, processes and systems. And we used to have processes that were literally hundreds or thousands of steps long for manufacturing and for things. Super complicated, but it still always boiled down to 4 core big group process steps to get from where we were to where we wanted to go. So the S in our SOAP framework, I'm going to grab my little relaxed SOAP because I like this one, and the SOAP is written backwards so you see it forwards. S stands for story, or you can say it stands for situation. What is my current story I'm telling myself about any area or aspect of my life? What is my current situation? What is my story? Because we're always telling ourselves a story about what's going on in our life, any area of our life. So we might be telling a story about our physical health, our physical well-being. Well, I gained weight there's something literally in my hair. I gained weight during COVID because XYZ, or I lost weight during COVID because I couldn't get to the grocery store, whatever, but we're telling ourselves a current story. And in addition to that, we're almost never exactly where we want to be. So we've got our current story, our current situation, and then we've got our desired story and our desired situation. Where do we want to be? So I don't know about you, but in every area or aspect of my life, I'm here and I would really like to be there. Whether it's with my weight, my physical health, my mental ability to remember things or do things, my communication skills, my ability to listen or to communicate clearly messages to other people, or to understand other people, whether it's my finances, I'm here and I want to be there. I don't know anybody who's 100% exactly where they want to be in any area or aspect of their life. If you are, that's awesome. You're perfect. Your life is perfect. And you're probably not listening to anything about changes or challenges if that's your situation. But for most of us, there's a gap that's created between our current and our desired story, our current and our desired situation. That's the S of our framework. The O of our framework is options. Once we identify this gap, now we're like, okay, we now know that we're not where we want to be. How are we going to fill in that gap? The rest of the SOAP framework are the steps to fill in the gap to get us from where we are to where we want to be. So the O stands for options. We have infinite ways and infinite possibilities to fill that gap. We don't always think we do. A lot of times our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings talk us into thinking we only have 1 or 2 options, and we have to either do this or it's the end of the world. We have to do this or it's the end of our relationship. And we think in absolutes, and we set up rules for ourselves that are absolute lies. And so we're going to learn different tools and ways of exploring and really seeing that we have infinite possibilities and that there's always more choices and more possible ways of dealing with a situation, a challenge, a problem, or filling that gap than we even ever imagined possible. The A in our SOAP framework, I guess I could share this. The A in our SOAP framework stands for action. This isn't very clear, is it? SOAP framework, so story, options, actions. Actions are it's a fact, a cruel, hard fact, that nothing happens in our life unless we get engaged, unless we take some form of action. So after we identify the possible options, we're going to figure out in the action step, how do we decide what option to take action on? And then we're going to immediately take an action, some kind of action to start to fill that gap. And then the P for the SOAP framework stands for progress. So how do we know if we're going in the right direction? How do we know if we're moving closer to what we want or further away from what we want? Because sometimes our actions, we'll look at options, we'll pick an action or a choice, we'll take action, we'll do a couple of things, and we'll find out, oh, that didn't move us closer. That actually moved me further away from what I want in my relationship instead of closer in my relationship. So guess what? We're going to stop doing that. We're going to pick a different action, and we're going to repeat over and over again. The SOAP framework is like any process. It tends to be a loop that we loop around and around and around whenever we need it. So progress. How do we know if we're getting closer or further away from our desired situation, our desired story? Now, what I like to do before we start applying the SOAP framework is a couple of things. I like to take, and you can see by my little worksheet here, each area and aspect of my life, and I like to say, okay, what is one thing that I want in every area and aspect of my life? And I like to go through the rest of the challenge with that in mind. And as we do our homework, as we do our our daily actions, I like to have an area, one in each of these areas of something that I want, just something I want in each of these areas. So as we do that area, you're actually thinking and applying the SOAP framework to your exact situation. So you're actually making progress in each area and aspect of your life as we go through the framework. As you learn it, you're actually applying it, and that reinforces the learning. Plus, it gets you the benefit of making progress in each area and aspect of your life. So, for example, last challenge in October, I did this, and this is mine from last time. This was a goal in each area or something I wanted in each area. For example, grab my magnifying glass. For physical, I put well-being, more energy. For mental, I put cheerleader, support, positive mindset, open. For emotions, I put feelings, filter, signal, meaning, emotional intelligence. I don't remember what these even mean now. But for spiritual, I put continuous improvement, centered, and be me, which means something to me. For financial, I put another positive stream of income. For relationships, I put heart, love, team members, partners, JVs. I don't know what the last one is. Oh, board of directors. Yes, I do know what it is. Contribution, I put positive impact on the lives of 1 billion people. Communication, I put listening, speaking, meaning. And confidence, I put self-esteem. And then again, be me. So I encourage you, you don't have to do it, but it's really easier if you start out with, hey, what's something I want? Maybe it's physical. I want to get through the holidays and have enough energy to get through the holidays. Whatever it is for you. I want to lose 2 pounds. I want to gain 2 pounds. I want to, whatever it is, but pick something for each area. And then our action item today is just to share the area you want to start going through the same SOAP framework in. I've done physical the last couple of times through the challenge, so I want to do something different this time. Probably finances or relationships we'll start with. So go ahead, weigh in below and share which area you'd like to start in. We'll do physical, relationships, and finances as the big 3, because every time I've done this, and every time I ask people what they want, almost everything that is the big stressor in our lives falls into one of those 3 areas, those 3 categories. So I like to really dive deep on those, and then the other 6 I pick, and we go through them a day at a time through the SOAP framework. Any questions, hit me up. Any thoughts, concerns, ask. Any struggles or questions about the different areas and aspects of our life and picking something that you want in each of those, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. We are going to dive right in with the S and a tool to help us identify our current story and our desired story. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.